On our way to the hotel, our taxi driver recommended that we stop at a cafe on the ridge. So we stopped at Paperhills, one of several hipster cafes that are located on the main road on the rim of the caldera. A caldera is as epic as it sounds. It's the collapsed top of an active volcano. And the eruption that brought this volcano above the ocean is apparently one of the most forceful on Earth. The views are breathtaking, and there is a sense of wonder when you're here, of the past, of the majesty and power of the Earth, and the forces that have shaped it. Oh, and you can also get some amazing photos for the gram. The tempeh wrap was really tasty. It came with a corn salad, beans, pickled onions, tempeh, and some sambal. But the nacho chips were a bit soggy. The sweet corn fritter salad bowl came with some vegan mayo, which has a strong mustard flavor, which we really like. The fritters were very tasty, and the avocado and edamame gave the bowl a fancy vibe. We had a great meal here, and Paperhills is one of the only places with decent vegan options on this main road. We really appreciate our driver making the recommendation and then patiently waiting for us. We reached our hotel and caught a wonderful sunset by the pool. We were joined by a Balinese tiger. But as expected, he was a super friendly and calm guy. For dinner, we got a plate of fried rice and a plate of fried noodles. The hotel is family run and the hosts were nice enough to get some tofu and tempeh from the local market so that we could have some with our dinner. Both plates were delicious and we got some extra noodles because we'd need the energy for the hike up the next day. And by the next day, I mean 2:30 in the morning. That's when Nyoman, our guide, recommended we begin our ascent. We were both quite scared about this hike. Our fitness levels aren't good, and I have a knee injury as well. So it was a difficult decision to go up, but it's one of the best decisions we've ever made. Nyoman is an excellent guide. He understood immediately that we'd need extra time, so we started extra early. We took plenty of stops and it was challenging, but without the pressure of thinking that we might miss the sunrise. I was also worried about trekking in the dark, but Nyoman had these lights that you attach to your head, so this aspect felt safe and comfortable.
Welcome to the volcano.
Yeah! On our way up, Nyoman gave us some piping hot tea and a banana sandwich. The filling was simply a cooked banana that almost felt like a jam. Quite cool. And we also tried the mangoes, or mangosteen, for the first time. And we love this fruit. So sweet and so tangy. On the morning we went up, it was a clear day. And it was the most beautiful sunrise I have ever seen. You could even see Mount Rinjani on Lombok Island. That's how clear it was. Nyoman is an expert photographer and videographer, and he'll take you to the best spots at the right time. On the way back down, we decided to take the motocross bike. Vidhi absolutely loved this ride. My knee injury means that climbing up is easy, but climbing down is complicated. It does get a bit slippery on the way down, but I could manage. I think I could have walked down as well. When we were back to the room, it was still just 9 AM, so we could get some breakfast room service. The only vegan option was the fried rice and fried noodles, so that's what we got. They served it with fruits, juice, and tea, and it was room delivered. It felt like a nice moment to relax and indulge in the nice things. For lunch, we rented a bike and drove to Good Karma Warung. We have lived in Bali for 2 months and this was the best local food we have had so far. There are plenty of vegan options here. The owner is so friendly and is ready to customize dishes. She's aware of the difference between vegetarian and vegan, which made us feel very comfortable. The salt and chili tofu was incredible. It was the perfect snack. It was topped with chilies and onions. The sauteed mustard greens with oyster mushrooms were amazing. Sometimes the simplest dishes are the hardest to make, but this was perfectly flavored with hints of ginger and chili. The spring rolls were outstanding. The filling was delicious and it was perfectly fried. Just as good as the spring rolls you get in Vietnam. The tempeh satay was, and you guessed it, great in every way. It was well seasoned and charred and topped with a delicious peanut sauce. This was our favorite meal in Kintamani. The owners and staff are so kind and so damn good at making delicious food. We loved this meal. For dinner, we had some leftovers from Good Karma. We ordered a fried rice from the hotel and made a meal of it. For breakfast the next morning, we asked the cook to make us a cheese sandwich using some of the soy cheese we had bought in Ubud. He served it with some blanched veggies, and it was a simple breakfast. But it felt nice because we had just been eating rice and noodles for almost every meal. The unforgettable memory of Kintamani is the hike up, the darkness and exhaustion, slowly giving way to the glorious light. Surrounded by volcanoes across islands and oceans, what a feeling!
But there was another unforgettable memory as well. After our glorious meal at the Good Karma warung, we realized that we did not have sufficient cash and their card machine was not working. The nearest ATM was 20 minutes away and so was our Airbnb. The owners were so nice about it. They said that it wasn't a big deal and we could pay them the next day or the next time we were coming to that side of Kintamani. They even consoled us when we looked worried. Fortunately, the weather was good and we drove back and got the cash. But that feeling of being trusted, receiving that level of kindness was also unforgettable. So, if you are planning a trip to Kintamani and Mt.Batur, it's time to get really excited.